Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tech Talk Worldwide. So I'm back from 2 weeks of what I call chaos. Fun chaos. I was in my sister's wedding, and then I drove 10 hours over to Utah and went to the United Nail Community Utah Nail Expo, and it was so much fun. And now I'm home and back into the mode of tech talks and working and getting clients in and all of that. So it's all back to the normal chaos, right? Anyways, good morning. Welcome and joining us. Today we have Michelle Berry, who just signed on, as our tech talk. And one of the things that attracted to me about Michelle, oh, let me push buttons here, is she's been in the nail industry for 20. Many things happen in the nail industry and changes. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, everybody.
We already have people signing on. Good morning, Anita. I need to catch up with you as well. And Lorraine, good morning, guys. Oh my goodness, Michelle, we have Paula on. She's in Newfoundland.
Wow. Hi, Paula. I don't even
I
think
love how our
I don't even think I know
I
where
love how our network
that is.
now. Good morning, Tanya and
Hi,
everybody.
Tanya.
So I would like to introduce you guys to Michelle Berry. She is one of our members of Tech Talk Worldwide. And this last year, I've gotten to chat a little bit with Michelle. And she's powerful and inspirational. And she has gone through a lot of ups and downs in her personal life as well. And I just wanted her to share her story because it is very inspirational. And a lot of us, including myself, can relate to what she's gone through. And so, Michelle, would you mind going back and kind of explaining what attracted you to want to become a nail tech?
Oh, wow. Well, it started actually, I was a junior in high school. I went to, I don't know if they have it all over, but they have like a vocational school that you can go while you're going to high school. It's like a part-time thing. Um, I wanted to be a hairdresser. I don't know what really drew me to it, but I wanted to try it. And they didn't, it didn't feel like I was learning very much. So I didn't stay in it very long. But then I graduated from high school, and directly out of high school, I looked at my dad and I was like, kind of still want to do that. So I went to the local hairdressing school here in Rochester, and I was going to be a cosmetologist. And back then, 25 years ago, they didn't have just the nail course. You had to take all of it. Um, but I got 4 hours of training for nails. That's all I got. 4 hours. As soon as I sat down at that nail table and they started showing me nails, all my interest for hair went right out the window. I knew that nails was what I had to do. I just knew it. Um, I lost interest in hair. I still had to do it because that was the only way I was going to get my degree. Um, Never did I touch hair in the outside world. I graduated and I went directly into a nail tech job, and I've been doing it for 25 years. So,
Oh my goodness.
yep.
What do you specialize in? What was it like that got you attracted? Was it shapes and structures or is it the nail art?
I would like the nail art. I didn't think I was going to be very good at the nail art, but I did find a talent, and I do. I like doing nail art. I love the acrylic. I just love doing the acrylic. I love it perfect. I think I just, turning the nail every which way and making sure the shape is straight on. And I think one of the biggest things though, I love the smiles on my clients' faces when they walk out, and I'm like, I did that. I made them smile. Not just my personality, but because they love their nails. They love looking down and having pretty hands. And it's like I did that. So I think that's one of the things that drew me to it. Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. I'm with you. If you don't have the shape, the structure,
I don't
and
know
the
if you
foundation that's
paused.
going to make it last. I
Um,
still see you. But
Oh,
if we
Amy,
don't
I can't
have
hear
the
you.
shape structures and foundations, we're going to, oh, what happened? Can you see
Can't
me?
hear you.
You can't hear me at all?
Uh-uh.
That's so odd. Can you guys watch and
Uh-oh.
hear me? Can you guys hear me now? I feel like I'm gonna be a Verizon commercial.
Try to
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
You can hear me? I cannot hear you.
Hmm.
What did I do?
Um,
Hold on.
as you all
Okay,
know,
that's
we
really
never
weird.
know what's gonna happen when we're live, huh?
Oh,
Anita can hear.
there you are. I hear you now.
Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you now. That was very weird.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyways, what I was saying is you're right that if we don't have the foundation, and the good bond and the shapes and the structures, we can learn all the art that we want, but it's not going to last
Absolutely.
and it's not going to look good after a week or so. And so it is important to learn those foundations. We've seen many trends kind of come and go. Is there a trend that you hated?
Oh, well, I think it's still going on right now. I despise, you guys are all probably going to be like, what are you crazy? I'm old school. I despise the new shapes, the coffin shape. That one I can kind of deal with, but the stilettos, I I refuse to do those on my clients. I hate them. I think they are sorry, I'm old school. They're the ugliest things I've ever seen.
I'm getting very fond of the coffin. However, here's what I find to truly get a nice stiletto and stuff, you just really have to sculpt out a brand new set to be able to get them right. Because if you take a nail that's already existing and you shape it up like that, you're going to lose your C curve, you're going to lose your sidewalls, and it's just not going to be shaped very well.
I'm
Brittany says
fired. I'm
fired.
done. Bye. After 25 years, I'm gone.
And you know what? It's already, some of the stilettos are already changing to become
Yeah,
ballerinas. I'm convinced that the coffin came in because people were doing stiletto. They were breaking the tip off and it was becoming squared off the way they'd have to
exactly.
shape it. And that's how it started the
Yeah,
coffin.
I don't mind the coffin. The coffin is not too bad. I've done that before. But the stilettos, I just think they're ugly. Duck nails.
Rhonda says, what about like the duck nails?
I don't think I've ever heard of duck nails.
Oh my gosh, you haven't? It's where they're a wider flare at the
Oh,
tip. So
the
like
flare nails,
famous,
the fan nails.
yes, but they're very
Hate
wide,
them.
right?
Hate them.
Yeah, that would be my thing.
Okay, my cousin came to me to fix her nails. I don't know why she didn't come to me in the first place, but she came to me. She went somewhere else. She goes, Michelle, I can't handle this. She couldn't get her rings off of her fingers because they were so flared. They
Oh yeah.
ugliest things, and they were thick. And I'm just like, okay, we're soaking these all off, and I'm doing a new set. Oh, not pretty at all. Not pretty. You're right, not
Yeah.
flattering at all. Oh,
I never thought about that. I never thought that their rings will
you
not fit
can't get them
because
off
it's
your
wider.
fingers. So if you
So
have the duck
Kim,
nails,
one of our
better have rings on that you really like.
one of our admin members, her name is Kim Stoddard, you guys all know. And Kim had found a picture of nails that she used to do, and they were the duck build kind like that. And she had posted them in the group, and people were like, "Oh my God, who did those?" And Kim's like, "It's a shame to say that
I
I'm the
did.
one that did those nails, but it's quite a few years ago."
Yeah, no, not attractive at all.
Yeah. So then what is one of the trends that you would like to see come back?
Oh, you just went mute again. One of the trends huh? Hold on, I'm
Would
gonna
like to
unplug.
see come back?
Bye, Tanya. I don't know if you can hear me. Have a great
I can't
day.
hear you.
I can't hear you, Aim.
Can you hear me now? Oh, I wonder why.
Oh, what the heck?
Hmm. What did you do
Come
last
back,
time?
come
I guess you
back.
can't do that. Aw. Yeah,
I
Brittany, what
can't
do
hear
you
you
think should
guys.
come back in?
Hold on.
Okay, Michelle, I know you can't hear me, but I'm gonna X you
Hi,
off and then
Marcy.
you come back in.
What am I doing,
I don't know
Amy?
sign language. Come back.
What?
All right, let's try this. Hi, Marcy. Good morning. Good morning, Deborah. So it sounds like we're having a little weirdness today when it comes to sound, which we can get Michelle back on here and then we can do that. So let's have an open conversation. And I want to see what you guys think we should bring back. I am teaching in Atlanta at the nailcamp.org next May. And the theme of it that they've come with is like Back to the Future. And so I actually wanted to bring something back. And one of my favorites still is Rockstar Toes. So that was something I thought would be fun to bring back. Aw, Marcy, thanks. So let's see if we can get Michelle back on here.
Oh, no. Wait. Now you can see my
Can you
messy
hear
house.
me?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
I
I don't know what's
apologize.
going on.
I don't know. I've not had that before. But what I did do is I X'd you out and then just brought you back on.
Okay.
So we'll
Yeah,
just
that
keep
works.
that quick. So
Anita's bringing
what
back
I had
healthy
asked,
pedicures. Anita, I agree with you 100%. It scares me with some of those pedicures that are going on. I have seen so many scary things in my clients that, you know, like if I'm on vacation or something and they can't get to me and they go somewhere else. And it's very, very frightening to see the bad stuff that's going on. And I try and educate my clients, but you know, if I'm away and they need a pedicure, where, you know, what's going to happen? But it's scary. It's very, very scary to see that. Trends that I would bring back. I don't know. I've kept, as I said, I'm old school. I think one of the things that I still do that I would love to see come back in some of the newer people, and I probably won't, but I love hand filing. I adore hand filing. Um, a lot of my prep work and all of my finishing work is done with hand files. Um, Pierce nails. Oh, Marcy. Hi, Miss Pierce Nails. I used to have a charm that says, what did it say? Get nailed. I used to have a charm that said get nailed. I loved Pierce nails with the little hoops on your pinkies. Love them. But hand filing, I think it's a lost art. Um, I get so much of a better shape with the hand filing and a smoother finish with the hand filing. And some of these newer people, they don't know. They don't know what they're missing. So,
so true. I'm definitely one that, so if you've taken any of my workshops or watched me live, I do my e-file for the cuticle because of that. It's amazing.
yes,
And I'll get my bulk taken down to all the rest of my shaping and creating my apex and all of that I do by hand because I'm with you. I still feel that the true good shaping comes from hand. Yeah.
hand. Good girl,
Yeah.
Brittany. I like hearing
Yeah.
that.
So, you know, a trend that's back right now that hasn't been in for a long time is the jelly nails. What do you think about jelly nails?
I wasn't a fan. Can you tell by my face?
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand that and get a true jelly nail, one, you have to sculpt it. So it needs to
Yes,
be a full set. It needs to be done in completely clear
yes.
and then put the color on. And the client needs to wear their nails a little bit longer to get the cool effect
The
of
cool
it.
effect.
But other than that, it's pretty much needs to be done in a full set. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were very pretty for like a one-time thing, like if you were going to a wedding or something like that, because they were very shiny. They were very, very pretty. But the thing that I found with them, if you did go to do a fill on them, if it was lifting or something, you pretty much had to take the entire nail off and redo it. There was no just filing down what was lifting like you do with acrylic. Um, and you were taking layers of that natural nail off when you were taking the gel off, unless you took the time to soak it. So it just, I don't know. I'm glad they're gone. See you, bye.
Yeah, so funny. Anita, I agree with you 1,000%. I'd love to see us bring the industry back together. So I just went to the Utah Nail Show, and I guess I didn't realize the impact that I've made online
Mm,
with text because it was a bit overwhelming of people coming up and saying, Amy, you were a game changer for me. Thank you for sharing what nerdy nail knowledge. And I was pretty emotional all 4 days that I was there. Excited, happy, but it's sad that we don't share more. You know, like you and I have both been in the industry for many years, and I love to share it. I don't think that there's a secret. It's just that we all have our own little special twist of what we're doing, but it's all the same product. It's just us teaming up together, which of course is what we do here with Tech Talk Worldwide. So
well, I have to
yeah.
tell you, with with the Janir, after doing this for so long, I was I wasn't getting bored with it. I love my job. I love what I do. But with the Janir, it put that fresh new spin on doing nails, and I'm enjoying it so much, and they're holding up incredible, and I have you to thank for that. So yeah, the sharing is definitely, I think things get lost over the years. Different things get lost, and it's nice to be able to share and bring some of those things back and teach the newer people.
Yes, yes. And you know what? They teach me. So as much as people are like, oh, you have to find somebody that's been in the industry forever. No, this is
Yeah,
what it this
that
is what it
pace
is.
is
It's that.
driving me crazy.
And
Sorry, guys.
so sometimes
Hair issues.
these are people that are new in the industry because it helps me realize and remember what struggles I had years ago. But we didn't have the social media. We didn't have,
Right.
online, bookings and all that kind of stuff. So they teach me some of the things as well. But when it comes back to the products, do you know that most of the products that we use today have been around since the 80s and the 90s? It's the same products.
Same
They've
product.
been relabeled, they've been remarketed,
Yep.
maybe changed a slight bit, but the base of the products that we use are the exact same products. The prep is the exact same prep. And so it's just us understanding the ingredients a little bit more and how they
Absolutely.
can work for certain clients and things work on one. So that's the part I love troubleshooting. That's my favorite. And so I
Yeah.
love trying to figure out all these different things.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah,
here.
go on.
Um, Gosh, we're missing some things. Anita, I'm thinking you're saying embracing your energy instead of embarrassing your energy because you just told me that I needed to embrace this and write it. And I told you that I was a little uncomfortable and nervous about it, but it made me feel so good. And Marcy, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Jody Ann says, "Yay! Inspiring people sticks with us." Thanks, Amy and Michelle. So, Michelle, have you done much where you've gone to like any of the nail shows over the years? Have you participated? Have you had a booth?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I would love to. I would love to be able to explore more, and I think it's just come down to, unfortunately, money issues of not being able to travel, or because I live in a small little, Rochester, New York. There's nothing around here. So in order to, to travel and to go to places, it's not doable, but it is something that I would have loved to have done. I've actually, in my years, I've done quite a bit of training. Actually, the girl that got me to you, she used to work at JCPenney's with me, and when she came in, she was brand new, and I took her under my wing and I trained her. Um, and she's the one that said, "You need to go see Amy." so, um,
Aw.
so I've trained some people, again with my style, which is nice because at least with Rhonda, I know that if I am away or something, I know that she does nails very similar to me. She uses the same product as I do. So if my clients do break one or something, I can say, call Rhonda. So it's nice to have that backup. But as of trade shows and stuff, I would have loved to have gone to many, 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 because I know you can learn so much and just and everything. but just unfortunately money situations.
Hmm. Yeah. And it's one of those things that I've learned over the years for me to be able to go to shows. I write it in my book in pencil to begin with,
Yep.
and then I start stashing that money that's going to go directly to that because I really, really want to go.
Right.
And then you have to kind of make a savings for it. However, we know that sometimes, that money has to be absorbed somewhere else. But when you can do that, and then you start writing in ink in your book, because when your clients start making their appointments and it's into that time frame, you're like, it's in ink now. That makes you a little bit
Sorry,
more committed.
can't do you.
Then I go sharp. That's
Yeah,
like so nice.
exactly. Sure.
Sharp.
Big purple Sharpie going.
And you know what I found is my clients support that. They know that when I get back, I'm excited. They know that we all need to go to, retreats like that. And so,
Absolutely.
Michelle, if you've not been, I want to challenge you to go. And just because I've talked with you a lot behind the scenes, I really think that a retreat, you would very much enjoy a retreat, which is where you're there for about 3 days. It's not just a trade show. It has a lot. You have confidence builders, you have demos and classes, and you're networking for 3 days with educators and all of that. And usually all the food's included. You just go to one like a camp kind of place,
Right.
and you don't leave.
Oh,
The pressure's
see,
gone. Yeah.
that's my kind of thing. I would absolutely love that.
So
Absolutely love that.
May, Atlanta, you could go to Atlanta with us.
When is
It's a 3 day. I don't, because my appointment book only goes to December. I don't have it written down
it?
in my
Okay.
appointment book. I think it's May 19th to the 21st or something like that. I could be totally wrong.
We'll talk
I'll
about
send you that.
it.
Absolutely. Brittany says it's if it weren't for these forums, I wouldn't have had made it. I quit in the past for hair because I had too many issues with nails. No one would help, and that's really
Oh,
sad because
that's really
yeah.
sad. I will help. Just message me. I will help.
Ah, Carmel, happy to hear your voice, Amy. I'm having a bad day. Carmel? No, 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 that's not allowed.
Nope. Snap
So
out of it, girly.
I'll call you when I'm done with this.
Oh,
Um, Anita says you're only 3 hours from her.
Albany. Yeah, I saw that. Albany. It's not far.
Hmm. Um, oh my gosh, I didn't realize we missed so many, so sorry about that, guys. Um,
Oh, Carmel,
okay.
I'm sending you a big hug, sweetie. Hmm.
I said it without Amy, I would not be passing my exams. And yeah, which is, it's unfortunate that there's so many people. We get into this industry because we have the passion for it. And we watch other people really much enjoy it. But once we go to school, the education isn't there of what we thought. And
Exactly.
whether they misled or you thought that what you were going to be learning was the advanced stuff, that people
Right.
learn outside of
Right.
school.
And
And
that's
so it's
part of the
unfortunate
problem
that some
is
people stop.
in school, they teach you the basics to pass your state board. That's it. You're getting the basic things to pass your written, to pass your practical. You're not getting any of the experience of dealing with regular customers, dealing with the pros and cons of regular customers. You're not getting the hands on. You're not getting, oh, what if someone breaks? What if someone gets a fungus? What if someone gets a little greeny? What if, you're not dealing with any of that. So I try no matter what. In the salon that I'm in now, we have a couple of new girls, and whenever they have a free moment, I'm like, come on, come watch me do a fill. Come watch me do a pedicure. Let me teach you. Because they're not getting it in school these days.
Hmm. Yeah, so
So
true.
it's sad.
Yeah, just
It's very sad.
yeah. Yeah, Carmel says that in school they taught us the complete wrong basics. And so when Carmel's done, I saw that she's done quite a few of my workshops, but some of the others as well. And I'll see the comments that in there. She's like I never was taught that way. And it
Right.
really is the basics that sometimes they're missing out on. Or what I really get irritated in is they sit you and say, watch these YouTube channels. And sometimes they're not even licensed techs that are teaching.
Mm-mm.
Like Anita says, it's like they just bought a license and then they're out there
Absolutely.
just to
It's
get the
yeah.
rest. Yeah.
It's scary who these younger kids and not even just younger kids, just new people that are new to this business, where they're getting their information and they're just bringing it into places. And I'm sorry, but basically, and it's it's scary, and we're going to have more and more problems. So the more education that people can get, the better. And that's why I think every day for you, because you're getting it out there, and it's fabulous. I love it. Odorless.
Oh, thanks.
I haven't seen odorless in forever.
Yeah, which we all know it's not really
It's not
odorless,
really.
but Brittany,
No.
yeah, I'm like you. They taught me with OPI odorless.
Odorless.
And
Yep.
later on, I
Yep.
asked them, I'm like, why that product? Because it's not odorless. And they said, we really just want to teach you to file because you had to remove the tacky layer. And I was like, really?
I know it's funny because I think the only way it becomes odorless is when you do it for as long as. Oh, sorry, I got a phone call. I think the only way it becomes odorless is if you're doing it as long as Amy and I have done it, because then you just get used to the smell and you don't smell it anymore.
So true. So true. Because like about the genre, it's considered odorless, but the gel polish has odor to
It
it. It's
does.
a lighter
It's
odor,
light,
but it's
absolutely.
still not it's nothing that's an odorless product.
Well,
It
even
does have
the pH has a smell to it. So, I
something.
mean, my one customer tells me pH smells like dirty feet. So,
Yeah, well, in some primers, that's what it reminds me of.
yep.
Brittany, you're cracking me up because you're right. It says that we are old school. It wasn't even named the that burnt yellow smoke look that they got because they weren't UV protectants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh God, that's old school. That's going way back, girls.
But it's so true. Look at everything, as trends change and as products change. If we don't go to shows and if we don't find mentors and educators to help us along the way, then we get stuck in the old school ways. And so it's important for us to continue to try new products and play. And I encourage people everywhere to have play dates. Get with a tech like you and Anita that might be 3 hours away.
Right.
Drive halfway or whatnot. Spend an entire day just playing with each other's products
Absolutely.
because that is one of the funnest things that I do.
Yep.
I love that. Yeah.
Even just talking, sharing stories, sharing ideas, just brainstorming off of each other. It's such a
Hmm.
good thing.
Yeah. Michelle, one of the things that you and I have talked a lot about, and so the rest of this tech talk might get a little bit emotional, but so many of people can relate is well, for me, thank goodness that I've become a nail tech and have stuck with it all these years because I have health conditions. I would have been fired even this year, multiple times fired for not being able to go to work. And so you have a story to tell that is inspirational, but also can relate to so many techs. Would you mind opening up and sharing your personal story with us?
Absolutely. And as you said, there will be probably some tears. It's a tough thing. Oh, where to begin? Well, I even as a little girl, I was always big. I was always overweight. Um, I'm the baby of four girls, and all my sisters were tiny, and I was always just heavy, and I could never wear any of their clothes, and it was always tough. School was really, really tough, teasing, and of course that was before the whole big bullying thing, that they actually stood up and did something about it. So I would come home pretty much every day of every week in tears because I would get teased. Um, I was I was heavy. I was really heavy. I had been through a couple by then, probably two or three surgeries. I had a knee surgery. I had a cyst on my ovary that they had to remove. Um, I did have cancer of my thyroid that they had to remove my entire thyroid. Which of course losing weight, not having a thyroid is awful, because it's your metabolism. That's your engine of your body, and it controls losing weight, gaining weight, everything. So I mean, um, one day my dad came to me because he was overweight also, and he's like, "Hey kid, let's do something about this." And it was, the gastro bypass had been around for a while, but it was just starting to get more and more, people were actually starting to use it. So we went to a seminar. We left. left, and I was just kind of like, I don't know if that's for me. We went home, we talked about it. I decided, okay, I've got to do something because at this point I was now probably into the 350s. Um, so I ended up, long story short, no, it's not short, but I ended up, I did get the gastro bypass in 2010. So it's been November 2010. So it's been almost 8 years. Um, at that point, I had met my husband, got very comfortable. I had actually gained a lot more. So just before I had the surgery, my highest weight was 446 pounds. Um, I was it was hard. I could barely walk. I remember going to Florida once and we went to the zoo and I had to get one of those scooters, the electric scooters to go around in. I'm talking I was I'm 44 now. This was 8 years ago, so 30 what? 4? No, I can't do the math. 36?
In your 30s.
I was in my 30s. But in my 30s and I'm riding around in one of those scooters that you see, you know, elderly people on. And it just, I mean, even just going grocery shopping, my husband would park the car at our grocery store and he would go and do the shopping and I would just sit there. I had no energy. I had no life. I had absolutely no life. I went to work. Um, and that's about it. My clients were amazing through this whole thing. They were absolutely supportive. Um, and my jobs were wonderful through it. You know, if you need the time off, even with the cancer and everything like that, that's one of the great things of being a nail tech is if you can get into the right place, the people are amazing and they're so supportive and just unbelievable. I have nothing bad to say about my boss that I have now, and I've known him for 25 years. So, but anyways, I had the bypass surgery done. I ended up getting down to 250 pounds with the bypass, which I was happy with. But I was still heavy, but energy, whoo, yeah, yeah, let's go. I was doing stuff. Um, the problem with the bypass surgery, which a lot of people think, it's a fix-all.
No.
It's not a fix-all. It can come back, and it did. Um, Probably about 5 years after post-surgery, um, I started gaining. I got comfortable again. I was like, oh no, I had the surgery. I'm not going to be able to gain that back. Oh, wrong. I gained 60 of it back, and so I was back up to 309 pounds. And at one time, I think the actual turning point was I was sitting at my nail table at home, and my husband. I was joking around with one of my clients, and my husband actually took a picture of us. And when he showed it to me later, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? So later that year, at work at my job, one of our girls was getting married, and so my friend Stephanie had this bright idea of let's do a Biggest Loser challenge. So we all put $25 in. A bunch of us all joined. Um, and I'm like, okay, hey, I can get some cash on the side. I'm like, this is the time I can do it. So I did. I bought myself a Fitbit and I started walking. I started eating healthy, and it's been 2.5 years since I've had my Fitbit and I started doing this, and I'm down to 183 pounds from
Oh
309.
my gosh.
From 309.
Yeah, congratulations.
So I went from 446 to 250 to 309, 183. So, but it's been huge, but the struggle's real, guys. I mean, it's the thing with food is an addiction, and the thing with food, unlike any other addiction, you need food. You cannot survive without food. You can survive without alcohol. You can survive drugs. drugs. You cannot survive without food. Um, Thank you. It's just it's controlling it. So it's an all day, every day struggle. And Amy knows I'm a baker. I love to bake. And it's hard because I'm not going to stop doing something that I love just because I can't eat it. So the willpower has to be there. And I think sorry, tears. I think survive on caffeine. So do I. Exactly. I have my iced tea. Yes. Caffeine's good. Um, but it's willpower, and it's turning your brain to finally say, I've got to do this. You have to be willing to say no to things that you really want. You really want. I mean, and it's hard too because my husband's not on the things that I eat. He still likes his pizza. He still likes so he'll order a pizza and I just smell it. And I'm like, okay, that was good enough. And I go make a salad or a chicken or something. I found ways around things. I love tacos. Instead of using the taco shells, I use romaine lettuce. You're still getting the crunch. You're still getting the taste, and you're not getting the carbs or anything like that. So it will never stop for me, especially since I was born with this. I mean, I have always been big. So this will always be an ongoing struggle, and I feel like if I stop walking, I'm going to gain it all back, especially with the thyroid. With the thyroid gone, and I don't have that metabolism. I mean, I went on vacation to Seattle. I was gone for 11 days. I still walked 30,000 steps a day. I still got 40 flights of stairs a day, but I ate awful. But I gave myself permission. I knew I was going to. I ate awful. I came home in 11 days. I gained 15 pounds, even though I walked 30,000 steps and I took flights, 40 flights a day. It's my metabolism. It's all screwed up. But with getting home and getting back on my regular thing, within 2 weeks, that was off. So it's an ongoing struggle that so many people deal with, and they don't know how to get around it. So,
Mhm.
uh,
And as much as we love the careers that we have, because if we are sick, we can move people for a day or whatever.
absolutely.
If we need to take time off, we can schedule that. The hard thing is instead of just going to one boss and saying, "Can I have the day off?" If you do 10 clients that day, you have like 10
10
bosses that
people.
you have to report to.
Absolutely. And
But
the
when
problem
you
with
have that
me is
flexibility,
a lot of my clients have been with me for my 25 years. They're my friends. They're not just my clients. So I feel like if I'm sick or if I had to go in for a procedure or something like that, I feel like I'm letting them down, especially if it's going to be. I mean, I was out for a while. I was out for, you know, 3 weeks with the surgery. So, I mean, yeah, you don't just have one boss to answer to. You have all of your clients. Thank God mine were all calling me not to say, when are you coming back to work? Mine were all calling me to say, how are you doing? What can I do to help you? So
yeah, yeah.
we're lucky. We are
It's
definitely lucky.
Yeah, and I find that so many times because I've opened up about my health issues that, I'll have the rest of my life as well. And sometimes people will see me and they're like, Amy, thank you for sharing your story with me because I didn't look at my job the way that you do. I look at this as like, thank goodness I have this career because if not, I would have been fired so many times. And not because I
Absolutely.
wasn't good at my job, not because I'm undependable, but because at that time of my life, I had to put me first and my priorities first. And so it's amazing how many people actually support that rather than not.
Right.
And And then my clients, it just makes a closer connection with them and with all of you guys as well. You can see by the comments in
I'm
here,
reading them.
people can relate to exactly what you're saying. And whether you have diabetes or thyroid or a weight, or like me, I have POTS, so I have the
Yep,
vascular and heart issues and stuff. And it takes you down some days, but you know what?
definitely.
Look at all the mindset we have. We are strong women, and we will, the day that we feel like we can even sit in a chair for a few hours, we're there taking 1 to 2 clients a day. The next day we're back to taking 4.
Yep.
The next day we're back to full fledged because we don't let it take
Take us
over.
down. I remember when I first started, I was working at J.C. Penney's. I had been there maybe 2 years. Um, I fell in the parking lot and broke my foot. I broke my second metatarsal in my left foot. It's the hardest bone in your foot to break. Well, I was also 400 pounds, so when that weight falls right on that foot, you're gonna break it. I didn't miss a day. Didn't miss a day. I
Oh,
went into work with a cast on my foot. I was sitting at my nail table. My foot was ledged onto a chair. I sat there all day and I worked because I love my job. I love my clients. I've told you many times, Amy, it's so nice to be able to wake up in the morning knowing that you're going to a job that you adore and people that you like to be around than doing something that you absolutely hate. Not many people can say that they have a job like that. So I mean, us as nail techs and in this industry are so lucky to have that.
yeah, absolutely. And so things that Carmel and all of
I'm
them
so
have mentioned,
sorry.
that there's different programs and support groups, but Vonda is one that I've been talking to a lot as
Oh,
well. And
sweetie.
of course, she's a brain tumor that started growing, and so she's going to be starting radiation. And so with that as well, like in Vonda's case, she's going to have to take some time off. She's not going to be her normal, dependable self. But
Absolutely.
thank goodness that we create these relationships where people don't look at it in such a negative way. And if they do, they're not the client for you.
Exactly. Exactly. You
Yeah.
want those clients in your life that no matter what, they're going to support you through thick, through thin, good and bad. I mean, and I actually just the other day, I had a client message me. I haven't done her nails in probably 6 years. And she tracked me down and said, I'm thinking about getting my nails put back on. I want you. I don't want anyone else
Yeah.
but you. It's a good feeling when you have that loyalty of clients. Not, and again, not only because you're doing a good job, but you have that personality. You make them smile, you make them laugh. And it all goes into it. Every little detail goes into it. So never quit,
Absolutely.
Vonda.
Absolutely.
Don't ever, ever, ever
Yeah.
quit. You've got this, sweetie. You've totally got this.
Mhm. And she has the good mindset for it too. She can laugh with it and cry with it. And so that's when you can accept it. So on that same note, a few weeks ago, I was back in the hospital. I had some back-to-back pass out episodes, and the ER doc doesn't know me very well there because he was new, and he said, "So how long you've been doing this?" And he was under the impression it was kind of new to me, and I was like, "Oh, I was in my 20s when I started passing out." And I got a pacemaker when I was 28. And I started going through my life story with him. And his chin was just kind of open, like, what?
Yep,
And how old are you now? And you've been dealing with this? And he goes, wait a minute, you treat this like it's still something new that you can fix. And I go, because I feel like I can. I feel like, I've been to the Mayo Clinic twice. I've met with top specialists, and there's not a fix for it. That's still actually kind of a new thing, that they've been working on. I said, but no. And he goes, do you know that you cannot heal if you don't accept that you have the problem? And I'm like, I don't want to accept it. I feel like there's a cure. I can go past it. And it really
absolutely.
stuck with me what he had said, because I was like, I can't heal unless I accept that I have this. I don't want to accept this. But I started taking it, I took me out of the equation, and I was like, okay, it's kind of like an alcoholic. You can't accept that you're an alcoholic unless you tell yourself and accept, I'm an alcoholic. This is what I am. Now I want to change it. And I was like, wow, but this isn't something I have control over. This is my vascular system, but
Exactly.
I can get to where I don't exhaust myself. I can get where I can rest a little bit more. I can where we eat good and all that kind of stuff. I can make some changes to where I'm not pushing it to the extremes. And I'm like, that's the part of accepting, I think, that he was talking about is me. I push, 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 push.
Yeah.
I have the energy. I want to get through it. I want to prove this. And then
Yep.
sometimes you just have to accept it and say, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm going to take the day off.
I'm gonna take a day
And
off.
it was a game
Exactly.
changer for me. I've never had anybody tell me that before. I have to accept it. I don't want to
I don't want
accept
to
it.
accept it. No, there's no way. I'm the same way, even with my weight loss. I'm the same way. And it's so funny, even now that I've done so well and I'm maintaining that weight and I'm still walking and I'm still doing it's funny because even my family are sometimes like, Michelle, take a break. I, I don't want to take a break because if I take a break, I'm gonna gain it back, people. Like, I don't want to take a break. I guys, let me tell you too. I cheat. I 100% cheat. Come on, I just told you I went to Seattle and I gained 15 pounds. I 100% cheat. But I think what keeps me going is knowing that okay, I can have a milkshake, and the next week I'm gonna be really good to work off that milkshake. So I know in my head that yes, every once in a while I can cheat. I can have an ice cream cone. I'm going to go right back on it though. I'm not going to let it bring me down. And it's funny because even when I gain a pound or two, that inspires me even more. I'm just like, oh, no, you got to have a good day today because you were bad yesterday. So it works. It totally works. So,
Yeah. And the support systems that you have in some of the even Facebook groups and stuff like that, I had to get out of them because when I got into them, all I saw was the negativity of these people giving into what it was.
no,
And it was never going to change and it was negative. And I felt that and I was like, I can't be in it. So I had to take myself out of those support groups because I felt like it made me feel worse.
absolutely. Oh my God, I totally get that. I totally get that. I mean, it's funny because I'm such a, like you guys can't tell, I'm such a peppy go lucky person. I I love to laugh. I tell my sisters all the time, I'm the fix it. If someone's hurting or if someone's crying or if someone's feeling bad, I'm there to fix it. I make you laugh, I make you smile. So it's so funny though because if I'm having a bad day, which are very far and few between, I don't have bad days very often, but if I am having a bad day, oh my God, you should hear people. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you gonna? What can we do? Oh my God, because it's so not me. It's so not me. I'm like, guys, I'm fine. Just having a bad day. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to have a bad day. But yeah, the strength, you guys, it's we need strength. We need strength and not giving in, not giving up because no matter what we put our minds to it, we got it. We can do it. So,
Yeah, yeah. Exactly like what Marcy is saying. She thinks that, it's wrong. Maybe I'm thinking you're talking about that having to accept it, that her son has MS. Stem cell is the only thing that will give us hope. And yeah, absolutely. Writing on the hope is important, with my
oh,
faith and
big.
with my hope and my determination to know that I think that there is a fix for everything. And I really think it comes from earth.
I agree.
And maybe we don't use it in that way. Like, look at all the healing powers that we have in just our natural herbs alone, like oreganos and, different things like that, vitamin
Yep.
C's. And so when it comes down to the vitamins and minerals, I feel that it's there. We just have to find out which ones and work up from there. And like what you said with the stem cell, it's amazing what technology has out there.
We
It's
were
finding
talking
the
about it
right
the
doc.
other day, Aim. The how far they have come in just the technology and the things that they can do nowadays. I mean, even just I had a friend that had a premature baby, 2 pounds, 2 pounds. 10 years ago, that child would have passed away. There is no way they would have been able to keep that baby alive. And now they're like, no big deal. Put them in an incubator. Okay, really? It's amazing the things that they come up with and have or keep coming up with to help people
Mhm.
out and but I think the hope is a big thing. I think keeping strong is a big thing, having faith in yourself. You don't have to have faith in anybody else. Have faith in yourself that you can do this, that you can power through, because anything's fixable. And if it's not fixable, it's livable. You can live with certain things. Um, Smile every day, laugh every day.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you drink your caffeine every day. No, that last one, don't
Find
do
your
that.
own vibe.
Don't do. But just
I love.
smile and laugh, and nothing, nothing that God or anyone else can throw at us is bad enough that we can't get through it. It might seem like we can, and I've had those days. I think I've even posted on Facebook where I'm just like, I'm done. I'm just done. I never do though. I never do. You just have to keep trugging, because if you're not going to fix it, nobody else is.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. And I think that's part of what he was meaning was accepting it was just, once you can accept something, and I kind of want to go have another meeting with him. However, I don't want to go through the ER to go meet him again. But I want to meet up with him and say, that has stuck with me. I really want to talk to you a little bit more about why you said that to me at that time. What did you feel? Because I've tried to analyze it in
of
every
course.
aspect since then, going, what did he mean by accepting it? I can't change it.
Mm,
And there's a saying, I don't remember what it is. It's something like accept the things that you cannot change, or
yes.
something like that. I don't
Yes.
remember the saying, but
Yes.
um, I need to find it because I keep thinking that maybe that's what it is that once you accept that you have an issue or whatnot, that I don't know, maybe you can change it. It just takes, I don't know. But it was just interesting. It caught me off guard. Not too many things can catch me off guard like that.
Yeah. Oh, Marcy, honey, I'm sorry. See, we're all struggling with our own, I don't want to call them demons because I don't think they are demons, but we're all struggling with something. That's why, I mean, and I think being teased as a kid made me a little stronger in that aspect, where it's just, I never judge people. So many people judged me for being big just because I
Mhm.
was overweight. You're going to judge me and think that I'm a bad person, or that I'm doing something wrong, or you don't know my life. You don't know who I am. And nobody can look at anybody else and judge that person and say, there's something wrong with you. There's,
Mhm.
don't judge anybody, and don't take anything for granted. I it's funny. Okay, little story, kind of sidetrack here, but it's kind of funny. You guys will laugh. My sister is allergic to everything on this planet. She is allergic to everything. Um, and I color her hair for her. And she's allergic to her hair color. Well, she just came up with this rash that she was on like steroids and everything, and it wasn't going away. She finally went to a dermatologist. They're like, okay, we have to cut you back to nothing. We have to cut out everything. So she calls me in tears, saying that her dermatologist said she cannot color her hair for a month. She thought it was the end of the world. She's 51 years old. She's freaking out because, oh my God, she's gonna see her gray hair. She's crying on the phone with me. She is in tears. And I'm like, Lorianne, there could be, oh, she's gonna kill me for saying her name, but I'm like, there could be worse, there could be worse things than not being able to color your hair. And as she's crying, she's going, I can't think of one. I cannot think of one. And I go, you could have cancer.
Yeah,
It snapped
could
her
be
out of it.
worse.
It snapped her out of it. And she goes, thanks, miss. I needed,
Yeah.
she needed to hear that, because it's true. We might think that in the spot that we are right now, we're in the worst place in the world. Take a walk down the street, see the homeless people that don't have a roof over their head, or don't have food on their table every day, or a warm place to sleep. I mean, it's just
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. So just don't judge anybody, and keep your hopes up, and everything's gonna be good. Hi, gal.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that it's tough sometimes to be able to talk about our health when every hour we meet a new client and every hour we have to have that happy-go-lucky attitude when they sit down in our chair.
Yeah,
And we can absorb so much from every client. If they're happy, we're happy. If they're sad, we're sad. If they're having a bad day, it affects us. And so it's how we react in the nail industry to every client that comes in, um, how it is going to portray our entire day and how we're going to act with our future clients for the rest of that day, that week. And so, but what's kind of fun though is that we don't work with the same people all day long.
nope.
We have a new person in our chair every hour.
Yep,
We can ride that roller coaster of being sad one moment and living the moment with that client, and the next one's on a high. They're getting ready to go on a vacation. They want vacation nails, and
absolutely.
we get to come out of that mode. And so and then we get
Absolutely.
to project to each one that positivity. And so even though we have our own struggles, we get to be a different person every hour pretty
I love
much.
that part of the job. I love being able to share everything with my clients and their even if it is their downs, but I love getting to share their ups and laughing and oh, you guys would laugh at how bad my clients pick on me. They pick on me so bad. But it's I mean it's fun. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful career. And that's why I've stuck with it for 25 years. I wouldn't give it up. And thanks to Amy, she's made it even more fun.
Aw, aw, thanks. It is a lot of fun. And like this whole conversation, despite what we have, any issues that we have, and not judging the client that's in the chair, they're there to be pampered, and we're there to pamper them. That's our job. We don't have to create a relationship with them. We don't have to, we can listen, but we don't have to. You can control your table and just say, this is a topic that I can't talk about right now, or, whatever it is,
Right.
especially if it's gossip, because look how much you can absorb in gossip, and it can make you unhealthy when you surround yourself with that. And so
Absolutely.
by keeping positive and controlling the conversation at your table. Sometimes those are the clients that we do our fastest nail art on and our work because
Heck
we just want
yes.
them in and out.
Bye. Bye. I think you're done. Goodbye. Well, that's one thing I totally do not talk politics with any of my clients. I won't
Yeah.
do it. I won't do it because it's just, oh my goodness, the heated discussions that you could get into. I have learned and I keep my mouth shut now because I don't, uh, that's just one thing I stray away from. There are also, I mean, you have to learn to judge your clients, not judge them. Oh, I just told you not to judge anybody. That was awful wording. Um, that was awful wording. Don't judge them. I read them.
Read
No, I mean you're doing these people every 2 to 3 weeks. You're getting the same client in your chair. You need to know what they want to talk about, what they don't want to talk about. You have to if they need a quiet minute and they're there just to have 10 minutes to themselves, or half an hour to themselves or whatever. So, I mean, it's you have to learn how to read them and know their signs. And I think that it takes a while to get there, but once
them.
you do, it makes a big difference. And they learn to they know, okay, Michelle's going to know I don't really want to talk today. So
Yeah.
she'll be quiet today. So I mean it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have. I mean, I have new people come in for pedicures all the time and I look at their body language to know, okay, do they just want to sit in this chair and look on their phone or read a magazine or do they actually want to have a conversation with me? And if you
Mhm.
read it wrong, it could be the worst pedicure of their life even though you're doing your job, you're doing it all technically correct if they don't want to talk to you and you're sitting there forcing a conversation, they won't come back.
Mhm.
They won't come back. So it's learning to read them.
That's so true. I've been to massage therapists that have talked the entire time, and I wasn't even responding back to them. And likewise, they did a great massage,
Right.
but because it didn't give me the pampering level that I wanted, because I wanted it quiet, I didn't go back. Or I would try it
You
again, but
should
I would tell them, I just really want to be pampered, and this is my,
can you
my
shut up,
go-to.
please.
And
No.
then they, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Just be quiet.
I'm just so true. And Heather, I used to do that. I used to keep the TV on in the salon and they could watch them or soap operas or whatever like that because sometimes it does help steer the conversations and stuff. But I think, Heather, one of the things that you said that is exactly it is let them lead the conversation. These
Absolutely.
appointments are about clients. It's what they want at that moment. And I've told you guys this before. I have a sign where I can see it, and it says, "What people need is a good listening to." And sometimes that's what our job is. Our job is to just do the nails. We don't have to
Absolutely.
coach them, teach them, and train them and do any of that. Our job is just sometimes to let them lead the conversation, like Heather said, and just listen. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to disagree with them.
Right.
We just
Just listen.
keep going. Sooner
I
or
actually
later,
had a
you're going
client.
to find topics that you both like. Hello.
There was.
What happened? Aw, I'm not sure. Our final talking. And then Heather says, I do have spa videos from Amazon Prime on too, but they get during the local news. I have it on. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's important for us to, like, I don't get up and watch TV in the morning. And so I do want to hit the highlights of what's going on because I don't want to be ignorant to what's going on into our country or some local things and stuff like that. And so I definitely want to know what's going on. But there, you know, if the client wants to talk about it, that's great that it's there, but we're all knowledge. And sometimes we have that support group, you know, say you have this stay at home mom that, you know, they're watching the news all day and they can't disconnect from it and there's nothing they can do to change it at the time. And so it's nice for them to have a release to talk to. So you like that? Yeah, Heather, I got this at Menards quite a few years ago. It used to be in my bedroom. And I didn't know where to put it when we moved, and so it became in the salon. And I'm afraid now I'm not going to be able to get rid of it because so many people seem to like it. And I kind of like it too. And it really does produce heat. Yeah, it's not just pretty, it has a function. All right, Michelle, let's try to bring you back on here again. So thanks guys for joining in on Tech Talk as you always do and being interactive with us. And I want the conversation to continue. I want you guys to continue talking about and networking with each other that have the like kind of symptoms or syndromes that we have because it is important to find a good support team that you know that you're not alone. I want to get one in the fall. I put one on my TV. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you guys don't know this yet, but I'm going to palette this wall and it's going to somewhat have like a paint splatter across it, really subtle. It's going to be in some rust and mauves and it's going to kind of come behind me and it's going to kind of frame this in a little bit more. So I'm excited to be able to do that. And I kept it for a winter project because it's an inside job and I wanted to be able to work on that throughout the winter. So you guys are going to slowly see this transformation of this wall behind me. So I'm not, for some reason, it's not bringing Michelle back on with us, so I apologize. Maybe it will still join in. If not, I just want to say again, thank you so much for coming on and being so active in our tech talks. And days like today, the tech talk can be kind of emotional and make us relate to somebody who might be sitting in our chair that maybe they're the ones that has something that we can listen to, because sometimes that's what it takes is listening to them. And sometimes, like for me, sometimes I just have to vent. I'm having a bad day. I have my second cold sore ever, but I've exhausted myself the last 2 weeks, so I felt like it was kind of earned. Anyways, I've had a lot of fun. So if you guys have saw, I just got back from Utah and had a great time. I got to hang out with people like Jim McConnell. You know, he's a chemist with Light Elegance. I got to hang out with Nellie Neal. I got to hang out with my girls from Tech Talk and just had a great time. And so it's important for us to let loose of our reins in the salon, go somewhere. It took me 10 hours to drive there. Go somewhere and just let loose and be you. And in this case, I didn't even take my family with me. It was just me. I got to stay up late, get up early, network as much as I want to, meet people for coffee in the lobby. All of that. It's important to do that and to have fun. And it re-energizes you. So when you go back to the salon, you're like, I got this. It's fun. I've had clients cry with me and vent with me. Yes, exactly. And you know what, Rebecca? They laugh with you too. I know you very well. I know that as much as we can cry, we can vent, we can let off some steam about your day, we can laugh with them. So I hope that you create more laughter with your clients though than you create with the venting and the crying. But just know that the relationships that we gain with our clients, it's touching, and they're lifelong relationships. The last town that I was in, I was there for 18 years, and my clientele had been with me for 18 years, and they'd been with me through the delivery of my daughter and, watching her graduate high school and the whole works. And so you create this family around you, and it's touching. It's a very rewarding career that we have. So again, I apologize that the invite is still for Michelle to join, but for some reason it's not connecting. And so Michelle, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us today. Thank you for sharing trends and, just the fun part of that. And I would love to check back with you again in the future and be able to have you come on. And every time I've talked to you, you've been very inspirational. She has a lemon cookie recipe that is phenomenal. And so I think that I was going to ask her to share the recipe with us in the comments because they're so good. They have a little icing on them. Anyways, Michelle, thank you so much. And all of you guys, thank you. So we have a back-to-back for Tech Talks tomorrow at 11:30 Mountain Daylight Time. I'm going to have Becky Burns on, and she's a phenomenal nail artist, and she's an international educator as well, and so I'm excited to bring her on, and she's fun and spunky, and so we can ask her questions about nail art and all of that and beyond. So thank you guys for joining in. Go to a show. Find a show near you or sign up for one of the online workshops that are going on and get re-energized into the industry if you're feeling like you need that extra little pick-me-up. Another thing that you can do is just simply go for a walk and find some inspiration outside. Right now in the United States, it's fall. You're going to see colors that maybe you don't normally do on nails. Pull those colors off your rack, put them on your desk, do a little nail play with it, and see if one of your clients will do it. Because sometimes for me, I have this I'm going to show it to you. It's a green. Let's see here. This is the color that sat on my desk all day long yesterday. It's like a peridot green and it has sparkle in it. Yeah, 4 of my clients ended up wearing it because one, it was out of the box for them. There's something pretty about it. It wasn't their normal colors. 4 clients did that yesterday. So today I'm going to pick a different color and I'm going to do a rusty orange and I'm going to set it on my desk and see how many clients want to do the rusty orange today. That puts me into a different mindset of not my normal colors, not a normal French, not the normal reds. And so sometimes that's what it takes for me to get the extra inspiration. And I got the inspiration from going for a walk outside. I noticed that the colors, the lime greens, the oranges, the reds are just so vibrant right now. And I'm like, I need to bring that indoors. And so that's what I projected. Green on my nails. Rebecca, go for it. Go for it. I think it's beautiful. I have color changing on. So mine goes, my hands are cold right now. So it's like that deep dark plum. I don't know if I can get them warm enough. It goes red. So they're always in a state of an ombre. Anyways, it's kind of cold in here, but anyways, have fun with this and pull out a color that you haven't used in a long time. Be the inspiration for your clients, no matter what kind of day you're having. If you're having a day you don't feel good, you don't feel your best, sometimes one color for me can put that spunk out there for me. Look, I'm still trying to warm it. Yeah, kind of fun. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for always joining in and being active on Tech Talks. I appreciate you so much. And I kind of need suggestions. I have Tech Talks booked every week, if not twice a week through November. And, there's so many inspirational nail techs that are out there, like Michelle that was on today. There's many educators that you'd like to hear from. Send me a message. You can private message me and send me who you would like to see on Tech Talk. I want to be able to please you guys, and I love doing the interviews, and I love networking with people from all around the world. So I have, obviously we have quite the lineup still coming, but I want more. So help me figure out and steer me to who else we should bring on and what topics we should talk about as well. I will. I've been tired. I just waked up. Well, good morning, Rebecca. Well, cheers, you guys. Have a great day. And Michelle, again, thank you. And I adore you all. Thank you.